Hi, Craig back again. Welcome to episode 6 of the Getting Started with Bijingo video series. Episode 6 is the final in the Getting Started series and completes your introduction on how to set up and use the main functions of Bijingo. So here's Russell again to take you through.
This series works best if you are logged into Bijingo and follow the steps in the video. To do this, you need a username and password. Click the link on our website and register your email address, and we will send you a link to our demonstration system and login details. If you have previously registered, you can reactivate your user ID and password using the same procedure. In this final episode, we are looking at a sample of the views and reports in Bijingo that provide the powerful visibility of what people in your business are doing and when. First off, the Project Center screen. Next, the Resource Usage Graph. And finally, an introduction to the Bijingo Report Center.
Bijingo's powerful interactive views and reports allow you to keep track of the effort, costs, and progress of your projects and other tasks. This gives you control of your resources and workflows for more efficient production. So, for one final time, let's get started.
Bijingo provides a number of powerful views and screens for interacting with the system and displaying information. Today, we'll look at the Project Center. From the home page, navigate to the Project Center by clicking on the Projects tab on the main menu. The Project Center screen is divided into three: the Project Directory panel on the left, a spreadsheet-style list of projects in the middle, and a graphical Gantt chart view of the projects on the right. Let's first look at the Gantt chart. To review the Gantt chart features, open the Howset version 4.3 release project by right-clicking on the project in the list and selecting Open Project. The Gantt chart now shows tasks in the project on a timeline and their relationship to one another. To resize the Gantt chart display width, hover on the border, then click and drag to suit. The Calendar Scale control at the top of the screen allows you to select the units of time from days to years. The Zoom buttons allow you to zoom in and out on the Gantt chart scale. Tasks can be selected directly on the Gantt chart and a number of functions performed by right-clicking and choosing from the drop-down menu. As you can see, the Gantt chart is very powerful. Full use of its features will be covered in future video tutorials. Now, let's look at the Project Task List section of the display. Let's look at how we tailor the columns in the list. To do this, right-click in the column heading and select Column Options from the drop-down menu to open the Columns form. On the left of the form is a list of available columns that may be displayed, and on the right is the current selection of columns in order of display. Columns can be removed from the display by dragging from the current selection list to the available columns list, or added directly to the required display position by dragging from the available columns list. Typing part of the name of the column in the dialog box will filter the list as you type. The task list can be sorted by any column in the display by double-clicking on the column heading. Filters may be applied to any column in the list by clicking on the Filter button and entering the filter criteria. Once you have defined a view you like, you can save it for future use. Let's now look at the left section of the Project Center display. Like the Gantt chart, the left section can be resized by hovering on the border and clicking and dragging to the required width. When a project is open, the left section has three tabs. The Resources tab displays a list of the current project team. One or more resources may be selected from the list using the Control key and then assigned to tasks by using the Assign button to open the Assign Resources form. In this form, you can assign the selected resources to any number of tasks by selecting and clicking OK. Other controls are used to set the initial allocation of assignments, swap tasks between resources, display the Resource Outlook form which shows the workload on each selected resource, and display the Resource Usage Graph. Now, let's take a quick tour of one of the powerful interactive graphical tools available in Bijingo, the Resource Usage Graph. The Resource Usage Graph can be accessed from either the Project Center or the Resource Center. We will demonstrate from the Resource Center. From the home screen, navigate to the Resource Center by clicking on the Resources tab on the main menu. Let's start simple by displaying just one resource. We'll choose Eddie Dyson. Click on Eddie's row in the resource list and click the Resource Usage Graph button on the left of the screen. Eddie's workload for the default time period is displayed in the Resource Usage Graph. The graph shows that Eddie is mildly overloaded, but he often works 50 or 60 hours per week, so the overload is acceptable. To change the display so that it breaks down the workload by project, click on the Switch to Projects button on the left of the form. To change options in the graph display, click on the Options button at the top left to open the Resource Usage Graph Options form. Try experimenting with different options in this form and see the impact on the graph. To see how the Resource Usage Graph works for multiple resources, click on Cheryl Badwell's row in the list while holding the Control key. Then open the Resource Usage Graph. Data is now displayed for both Cheryl and Eddie. You can see that the workload for individuals or teams of resources can be analysed easily and flexibly using this tool. Let's now take a quick look at tabular reporting in Bijingo. Bijingo includes a report center that allows users to define and configure a wide variety of reports. To navigate to the Report Center from the home screen, click on the Report tab on the main menu. This opens the Report Center in a separate tab in your browser. When the Report Center opens, the My Reports page is displayed. My Reports is a list of reports that have been configured by each user. Bill Taylor has configured a My Report to show the planned work by resource across the whole company for a 6-week period from today's date. It can be run simply by clicking on its hyperlink on the My Reports page. The report output is displayed in a separate tab in your browser from where it can be emailed or printed. Now, let's lift the covers and have a look at the structure and configuration of Bill's report. To do this, first select the report by clicking on its line away from the hyperlink. The selection is shown by turning yellow. Now click on the Edit button to show the report definition and configuration. First, the report definition. Click on the Modify Report Template button in the Resource Usage Reports section of the report definition. This shows details of the report definition, such as its grouping and sorting. The columns included in the report are shown in the Report Columns section of the screen. Use of the Report Template Designer will be covered in a future detailed video tutorial. But this report definition can be configured to give many different reports. To do this, click on each of the tabs in the Report Center and make selections for Data Selection, the columns to be included in the report, Date Options, including the Moving Window option, which selects data relative to the current date, and Display Options. Once a report design has been configured, the configuration can be saved and is then included in the My Reports list. But despite the Report Center's power and flexibility, running a report is as simple as clicking on a single hyperlink. Try running the Acme Resource Usage Report and then changing the configuration, such as the columns displayed or the date options.
So there is just a small sample of the power of Bijingo to display and report on the work moving through your company and the resources doing the work. Let's just recap what we have covered in this video series.
In the series so far, we've seen how to add resources, projects, tasks and assignments, how to keep track of work in progress and keep a record of project status, and in this episode, how to use the views and reports in Bijingo. We encourage you to practice and experiment in the demonstration environment. Remember though that this environment will be refreshed and your username and password will expire each night. To request your own trial environment or for any other assistance, please contact Bijingo via our website, by email or by telephone.
Thank you for watching the Getting Started with Bijingo series. I hope you've found it informative and rewarding. Here at Bijingo, we are standing by to listen to you and understand your business needs so that we can assist you to make our system your system. Your system for scheduling tasks, assigning but not overloading resources, recording times and costs and tracking progress of work. So from Russell and me and all the team at Bijingo, it's goodbye from this video series. We look forward to working with you soon.